welcome back.
Yeah.
I know it's been quite a while since we've done a video. Um, Life happens, right?
It doesn't help that we just don't get most Bengals games
Yeah,
right now.
that
Hopefully that's
too.
going to change for us this coming year.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
ones sometimes when they do, it's the night games, and when they don't, some games don't end until 11:30, and
right.
you're up at 4 a.m. to go to work. It's just
Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. I do my best.
we're
Well,
hoping to be able to change that this coming season.
we do our best to try to get video content out
And
to everybody.
two kids in high school, one graduating in 4 months, trying to drag them over the finish line.
Just trying to keep him.
He does well, but
Yeah, he does.
he just
He does.
needs somebody on top of him all the time.
Yeah, he needs that extra push, that extra motivation, so
Yeah.
to speak.
And
Um,
then, family.
yeah, family and
Our parents are getting a lot older and need a lot, well, your parents,
yeah,
my mother, my father's already gone, so.
yeah.
But, yeah, it's a lot.
Like I said, life happens, and it's
Yeah.
like every weekend I'm like, all right, we're gonna get a video out, and all of a sudden, nope, we have to do this. It's like okay, things just like I said, pop up and unexpectedly, and um, we're gonna try to do better on getting videos out, hopefully once a week, and see how it happens. But what I really wanted to do, and I've been thinking about this video for a while, is to kind of go over what, at least what my thoughts were on the NFL honors, as well as Super Bowl predictions,
And a bit about the season.
and yeah, and a little go touch on how
I mean,
the season went. I mean, yeah, it was a chaotic season.
it wasn't the best season.
No, it was not.
Your offense played amazing.
Yeah,
There was,
yeah.
plays that were missed, things like that, but that's every team.
That's in any team
Um,
or any.
Your defense, I
Yeah.
think, is what really let you down. I
Mhm.
just think that was the issue.
Yeah, it did. I tell everybody that Trey Hendrickson, I mean, he led the league in tackles, sacks.
Sacks. I think it was sacks.
Sacks, not
Yeah.
tackles. Sorry. Still trying to get the terminology. But I mean, yeah, he finished the season with 17 and a half sacks. So I was like,
I spilled water or something on me.
that was amazing. That's awesome to do. But like, I mean, I have nothing against the nominees for MVP.
Nope.
They're amazing players. I just really loved that Josh Allen got it.
Yeah, I think Lamar Jackson is amazing. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
are upset that he didn't get it again, and I understand. But
But
I think what they looked at
Mhm.
was Lamar had more help
yeah,
around him.
yeah,
And
he
that's
did.
not to say that the Bills don't have talent.
No,
But I think Josh had to step up more to make that happen. Um, both of them are absolutely amazing quarterbacks and athletes.
oh god,
They
yeah,
both can run the ball.
Yeah.
They both can make great plays and great
yeah,
throws. And
and like
I would say Lamar's a little bit stronger in the run, and Allen maybe a little bit stronger in the throw, but it's by
yeah,
minimal amounts.
Right,
Really, I think
right.
they're just
And
both
then,
great.
like having Burrow and Goff
The
the
conversation.
in the conversation too. Yeah, Burrow's got the offense behind him and things like that, but more he's more comfortable in the pocket. He'll
He's
run
not a
if he
yeah.
absolutely has
He's not
to.
the best running quarterback. He doesn't need to be usually.
Yeah. Right. I
You
mean,
got-
usually he can time it enough so Chase or Higgins or whoever can get down the field. So, I was very pleased that Burrow actually got comeback of the year, comeback player.
Yeah.
Again,
There was people upset because they didn't even make the playoffs. But all of these are supposed to be decided on before the playoffs, from everything I've been told. I know that doesn't probably always happen, but they're supposed to be.
Right.
It's supposed to be, or at the very least, it's supposed to be regular season only.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, last
You
year he
know.
missed almost the entire season, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't remember how many games, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because of injuries
he
and
come back
this
this
and
year,
that.
and boy, he played very well. Him and
Yeah.
the offense played very well.
He did.
When you're scoring 30 something points and you're losing, that's defense.
Yeah. Yeah. See here, I've got the list. So I'm just kind of
Rookie of the year.
rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels. That
Totally
kid
deserved.
balled out this season.
Yeah. I mean, there was a. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just was amazed. It was almost like a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit better than what Stroud did at his rookie season, but kind of the same.
Yeah, I saw a lot of similarities.
There was a lot of it, and I was very impressed.
There was a lot of great rookies this year.
There were, yes.
Lad McConkey and
oh God, yes.
DeJean, and I mean, just across the board, there was some amazing rookies.
Yeah.
But what that kid did going into a team that, sorry, Commanders fans, is usually looked down upon a lot.
Yeah,
like
and kind of like every year they're in a rebuild.
Yeah, it just seems like there's a lot of people that just dismiss them. It may be the best way to put that. And he's like, hey, no, we're still here, and we're better than we were. Some of that's the coaching, some of that's other players, but he was comfortable out there.
Yeah.
He made some mistakes. I would expect that. He's a
you
rookie.
go from a college, and you're used to college rules and what that coach wants to do and things like that, and then you get transferred into the NFL. You've got a whole different world.
I think the only other one besides him that I would have thought maybe is Bo Nix in some ways.
Yeah.
They hadn't been in the playoffs in, I don't know, was it 14 or 15 years?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's been a while. I think for the Commanders, not that long, but it's been a while.
Right.
And they both did amazingly well. I'm really anxious to see how well they did.
What
we'll do next year.
Yeah. What I loved about Daniels was his personality, his demeanor, how he carried himself on the field, after the game, before the game, everything. I never really saw much of like after game interviews and things like that.
We also didn't get all of. Well, we get a fair amount of their games being East Coast. We get more of theirs than we typically do the Bengals.
The Bengals, which stupid, but anyway, that we'll handle behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Some of these awards I'm not too familiar with, like the Deacon Jones Award.
They're big because Deacon Jones was a football player, it's like Walter Payton and Jim Brown and of course Art Rooney, owner of the Browns. Is that? No,
we can't keep them all straight.
I'm sorry.
But like
they have certain standards that they have to meet. Walter Payton Man of the Year is usually giving back to community and Deacon Jones is, I'm sure, in that same category.
Yeah, so Trey Hendrickson got the Deacon Jones Award.
Deacon Jones Award, maybe. You know what? We have Google.
We have Google. We can do this while he's looking that up.
I can't remember them all.
What amazed me was seeing that, going down through the list when I looked it up, is that Josh Allen not only got MVP, he received the FedEx Air Player of the Year. And there was another one.
So it's given annually to the NFL leader in quarterback sacks.
Okay, so yeah.
I wondered maybe if that's what it was.
So they did recognize him for what he did for that. Okay. I thought it was just for like something that kind of like the Walter Payton, but
okay, wrong Rooney. I'm sorry, because it's the Rooney family that owns one of the teams. Art Rooney is somebody else. That's my bad. I think. Let me see. I'm trying to.
But
annually by the National Football League in recognition of outstanding sportsmanship on the playing field. That's what the Art Rooney Award is.
Okay, so Josh Allen got that. So yeah, he got 3 awards. I almost wanted to say last night, Thursday
we're really
night.
well prepared for this, aren't we?
Yes, we
Naming
are.
of Art Rooney, the founding owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
And member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. This is the Rooney Rule, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure. I typically watch football games, and
I do a lot of the deep dive stuff on this, and
Yeah, because I hate to say he has more. A little.
She hit me with, "Hey, let's do a video today," and I'm like, "Yeah, let's go. We need to get it done." And then she whips this out, and I'm like, "I have not had a chance to prepare for shit."
I tend to do that a lot, not just on.
I've been dealing with
channel.
snow and ice and crap like
we
that.
got. What was it Thursday? 3 to 6 inches, and now tomorrow we're gonna get hit with 6 to 10.
10, and then we got another one, and then we got a big ice storm.
We're getting slammed up here in the Northeast. But like Jamar Chase at least got recognized for Ground Player of the Year for the FedEx Ground Player.
And he was Triple Crown.
Yes, he was Triple Crown. I did see he got a big freaking necklace was like this big and it says Uno, but it's got the triple crowns on it, and it was really cool and everything. And on the back it's got some engraving, but that's what he got for being the Triple Crown. But, I mean, a lot of it, Offensive Rookie of the Year, again, Jaden Daniels. Saquon Barkley got Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, he...
hello.
I mean, really, between him and Jamar Chase and a couple of others, I mean, there are a few others, but his highlight reel alone was...
Yeah.
You know...
Like, when they do certain other YouTubers... put out videos on like the biggest hits or the best plays and things like that, they show, I can't remember who the Eagles were playing against, but they show the play that Barkley, jumps over the guy and spins.
Jumps over him backwards.
Backwards and spins back around and starts running again.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you do that?
Yeah. You know what the thing is that's weird about Barkley?
What's that?
And Barkley's fast.
Yeah.
He doesn't look it when he runs.
No, he does not.
His legs do not look like they're moving as fast as people that are moving that fast.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. He is fast. I'm not saying he's not. He just, when he runs, he doesn't look it. Like, his motion is different than people that are usually running very fast. We watch Tyreek Hill run.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Tyreek is probably faster than Saquon. But Tyreek looks like he's moving very fast.
Right.
Saquon just doesn't, but yet he is. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the way I see the...
I don't know. We both need new glasses, so it could be that.
But he deserved that.
But a lot of... Like, he also got the Jim Brown Award, Saquon.
Yeah.
So, there were a lot of... For me, kind of shockers. Like...
Assistant Coach of the Year, Ben Johnson. I could see that.
That I saw.
Coach of the Year, Kevin O'Connell. I'm not upset by that one.
No. And by when I say shock, to me, it was how I'm thinking it is, it's not the same every, like you go into thinking the awards and honors and it happens that night and you're like, oh, well, Lamar's going to get it again, or so-and-so is going to get this again.
And I'm wondering if that had something to do with Josh this year. Not to take anything away from his win. He was well-deserved.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if they're like, how many times do we want to give it
to one
person and spread it around some?
Right.
But then again, if they've earned that spot, then they deserve that spot. If they're that.
Yeah.
And look, there isn't many teams out there that would be upset with Lamar Jackson as their quarterback.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, I don't think the Chiefs want to move away from Mahomes.
I don't see that
to get Lamar, and that's no offense against Lamar, but they're happy with what they've got.
Exactly.
And other teams like that, but there are an awful lot of teams that would give up damn near anything to have Lamar Jackson as their quarterback.
Right. But
he'll go down in history as one.
Overall, the honors, I say, definitely.
The Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse from the Rams. We didn't see them play a lot, the Rams.
No.
So I really can't speak on anything about him.
And I meant to, again, before, like last
night
when I did this.
Surprised me the most was Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain. And that's not a slam against him. I guess I just didn't see enough of the games to see that he was that.
Again, he was on.
He's Denver, but it's weird because we will see more Denver games sometimes than we see Cincinnati games.
Yeah,
and we're closer to Cincy. And I think I'm wondering if they might play
a lot of
teams that we're just, or they play in time slots where it's.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Where we get them more. But I didn't get a chance to see him well enough to go, oh, yeah, this is the guy.
Right.
So I can't say that, well deserved. I can't say that was weird that he got it. I just.
Yeah.
He's not who I had thought would probably get it. Right. I'm not sure who I thought would, but his name wasn't
I know.
one of
and
them.
Honestly, I don't really think of the honor until all of a sudden, like 2 weeks before it's aired. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. They do an award ceremony before the Super Bowl. It just through my mind, over my head, so to speak, like a lot of things do. But all in all, over everything,
George Kittle, Salute to Service Award.
Yes.
Well deserved. Does a lot for the vets.
Yeah, he does.
As somebody who served, I'm happy that he does that.
I love Kittle.
Kittle is nuts, but I love him.
A funny guy. I would love to meet him one day.
He is super chill.
Yeah.
But I think has like really bad ADHD or something because he bounces. But yet he's like just so cool to be around by the looks of it.
Our son's high school football coach.
Yes.
He bounces on the sideline.
But yet approachable. Kittle seems like a very approachable person.
Yes. Him and from what I've seen of his wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember her name.
She seems like very, like, you could just walk up to her and say, hey, I got a question. Okay.
Yeah. Very, very nice people. I got to watch some of the Hall of Fame stuff. I haven't had a chance to watch all the inductees.
Yeah, that was a thing that I wasn't able to.
They said this is one of the smallest inductee classes in a long time.
I'm in bed early.
Well, I didn't watch it then. I watched it the next day.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I was at work.
Well, other members of the NFL Hall of Fame go and knock on their door to let them know that they did get in.
Right.
Most of them know that they all know that they're up for it.
Right, exactly.
But you might have 30 people that are eligible and only, 8 get in or whatever.
Right, right.
But there was several guys on there that, they've been eligible for decades.
Yeah.
I think one of them was 19 years of eligibility. But the one that got me that I was so happy to see was Sterling Sharp.
Yes.
There's a guy that I think deserved to be in there. His career was cut short due to just a really bad injury.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
and the fact that Shannon Sharp, who's in the Hall of Fame, was able to surprise him.
Yeah.
Because I think Sterling and the other guy, I can't think of his name now, it had been so long. I think they had kind of just given up. Like, I'm eligible. Every year I'm on that list of eligible people, but every year I don't get it. And after, 10, 12, 20 years, whatever it's been, you're just kind of like, I'm never going to get in. And then all of a sudden to get the knock.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be awesome. And especially get that...
From your brother.
Your
younger brother, but your brother. Yeah. To get that, I was really, really pleased to see that they finally got Sterling in there.
So, fan of the year, Detroit Lions fan of the year. That was
Megan
awesome.
Stefanski.
Megan Stefanski. And I pray to God that I pronounced that
That's
right.
how I would pronounce Stefanski, and I've known somebody with that last name.
So yeah.
That's how they pronounced it.
There's times where it looks like, okay, that's how it's pronounced, and they're like, no, it's actually this way.
Right. I thought she was from the Upper Peninsula in Michigan, the UP. Yep, Detroit Lions fan.
That's what you mean by when you said UP the other night. I'm
Upper
like,
Peninsula.
What?
It's just it's kind of like when we say the county around here, and we're talking, people like the county. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
So anyone that doesn't know, the northern third of the state of Maine is Aroostook County.
Yeah.
It's all one county.
Yeah, so it's
around here we just say the county because everyone knows what we're talking about. It's like the largest county east of the Mississippi in the United States.
Right.
And there's 10,000 people and that's about it.
For Maine on the map, to make it looks like a decent size, but a lot of it
is nothing.
There's nothing.
Like where I grew up, there's it's miles and miles of nothing.
It's woods and logging roads is what you've got, basically.
And, you got farm view, a lot of corn and potatoes.
Well, where
I grew up, it was woods and logging roads. That's it.
Woods and logging roads. Where I grew up, it was an actual town, and within 10 minutes you could be at the mall. or what, however.
The nearest traffic light was 55 miles one way.
Yeah.
To see a stoplight.
Yeah, we got traffic lights where I am.
I was lucky.
So.
But yeah, I mean.
But overall, I was very impressed.
Congratulations to them all.
Yes. Phenomenal year.
I think biggest surprise of a team? I don't know. I think the Lions losing in the first round.
Yeah.
Did and didn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
At kickoff, they had like 21 or 22 guys on IR when that game kicked off, and the majority of them are defense.
Yeah,
and that's
there
what
was
killed
like
them.
One or two on defense, I believe.
That went down during the game.
They
were just decimated. So I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe it happened. But I was a little shocked that I'm like, man, they'd held on even with all those injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
And beat some really good teams.
Yeah. But
if they were going to lose, I'm glad to see that they lost to the Commanders.
Now, see, going through this season, and of course our son's a huge Lions fan. Going through the season, he would give me crap, I'd give him crap, things that just mother-son stuff back and forth. But I had always told him that if the Bengals didn't make it, I wanted to see the Lions do it. Unfortunately, with the Lions, like you had just mentioned, with their defense being decimated, basically, they weren't able to pull it off.
I mean, I said it earlier in the season, a while ago, about the time the playoffs were starting, and they had a lot of guys out.
Yeah.
But I said a 100% healthy Detroit Lions is the one team no team in the NFL wants to meet.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who can actually beat them.
Exactly.
You could. It's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
But that is, you better play absolutely perfect. And I know Goff can all of a sudden get into a game where he throws 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
But he threw 5 interceptions against the Texans and won.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
They're the team that can make mistakes and still win.
Right.
And you don't want to make mistakes against them because you'll usually lose.
Yeah.
But when they just started dropping like flies on their defense, it was
I know. It was like
no team could sustain 21, 22, 23 guys on IR, and a lot of them are starters.
Yeah.
You just
and be able to go the distance that you need to go.
I mean.
But yeah, no. Like you had said, congrats to all the winners. Everybody on this list had amazing years from what I've seen.
Yep. I said a few of them that we just don't see play a lot.
Yeah.
Surtain and the guy from Verse.
Yeah, Jared Verse. So we just don't see them a lot.
But I tell you who else surprised me.
What's that, baby?
Towards the end of the season was I just drew a blank.
Now you know what I do when I do.
Bryce Young.
Oh yes, he started stuff.
I think him getting benched was the best thing for him.
Yeah.
Sorry that it had to be done that way,
but
he came out of that determined and started playing totally different than I had seen him play in the NFL. He was playing more like you used to see him in college. And that just might have been the trigger. And I hope he continues to grow with that.
Yeah.
I just hope he just takes off and
basically
goes.
Take it and run. Take it and run with it. Because that was the games that we were able to watch of them.
I want to see every team do well. I think the more competition there is in the NFL, the more teams that are competent and talented, the better the experience is for us fans.
Yeah. It's exciting to be able to put on a game and, like, everybody says that the Bengals are exciting to watch and everything like that. The Lions are exciting to watch.
You've only got 3 or 4 teams per conference, AFC, NFC.
Right.
That are like, these are the only teams that have any legitimate chance of making the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I want to see different teams all the time.
Right.
I want to see, even teams that I'm like, I don't care about that team. I want to see them do well because it just makes it more of a challenge, more interesting.
Yeah. More fun, too. Yeah. More fun to be able to sit down and watch instead of being
like... And it's better for every fan base. Can you imagine being a fan of a team that kickoff of the first game of the season, you're like, well, we ain't even making the playoffs this year.
To
it's be able demoralizing.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it in games, the Bears, the Browns, whoever it was, that you're like, the fans in the stands were just like.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears, I really expected a lot more out of them this year.
Yeah.
I expected them to at least be in contention for a playoff spot. And
yeah.
It didn't work out, but again, rookies, give them a year. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. You need to be able to give these.
I think the problem with C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels isn't a problem with them. They're both. I love them both. I'm a big C.J. Stroud fan.
Yeah.
No, they came out and had undeniable success their rookie season.
Yeah.
Everyone's expecting that from every rookie QB that comes out now.
Yeah.
To be this, we've got a rookie QB. We're making a playoff run. We're making a Super Bowl run. Things like that. And that's not fair to the guys coming out because every single time I've listened to an interview with guys in the NFL, and they're asked, explain the difference between college and the NFL. Almost every one of them shakes their head and goes, it's not even the same game.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing two different games.
Right.
It is so different. Some guys can adjust like that. Some guys take 2 or 3 years, and then they take off.
Right.
You look at a lot of the greatest QBs out there, they did not start their rookie year. Some of them didn't even start until year 3. And even then it was limited starts. Yeah. Because they needed to learn that, and they sat behind somebody.
Right.
Bryce Young didn't get that. Caleb Williams didn't get that.
Right.
There are
they
some
were
that
thrown
didn't.
Into
but
it.
then again, neither did Bo Nix, neither did C.J. Stroud, neither did Jaden Daniels.
But
and I think
it's like you said, it's their demeanors.
It's just a different person. Some people just can handle that level of stress and responsibility quicker than others. But 10 years in, 5 years into their career, they could all be at the same level.
Right.
You don't know.
You just never know. So to wrap up that, like you had said, awesome job by everybody on that. Congrats to all of them. But what I also wanted to do is try to get this out before the Super Bowl so we can do the predictions.
Yeah.
On that.
Boy, I don't know. This is a...
He found something on the floor.
Shotgun shell.
Oh, okay.
That must have fallen out of one of my jackets. Hunting jackets.
Yeah.
Either team could win this.
Oh, God, yeah. Personally, I would love to see the Eagles win.
I want to see the Eagles win. Again, it's not... I'm not slamming Kansas City. No, I do not dislike Kansas City.
I don't either.
I will say something. Some of the worst fan interactions I've ever had have been with Kansas City.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I will agree with
that.
But
some of the best I've ever had have been with Kansas City fans.
It's
almost like they have, there's two polar opposites.
Yeah.
There's ones that are really great, and there's absolute a-holes. And there didn't seem to be a lot in between.
Right. Yeah. A lot of the ones, in my opinion, that are on the lower part of the bandwagon.
I think it is. They became fans because they're winning all the time, and they're either new to the sport and wanted a team that they knew was going to win, or they've jumped ship from a team that hadn't won in forever.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through comments on a video one time, and somebody made a comment about that. Mm-hmm. They've been a Kansas City fan like 35 years.
Yeah.
Something like that since they were a kid. So they've seen the shit play that the Kansas City Chiefs have had. You know, they were not good at one point.
Right.
They were the old Detroit Lions, the Panther, New England Patriots went through, a lot of teams have gone through these spells where they just were not good. Yeah. And they're like, all these new ones, they said, these people started jumping ship over here when Brady retired.
Uh-huh.
They said, I've noticed it.
Yeah.
So they're following that winning QB, whoever it is, because of that. And maybe there is some truth to that. I don't know. I'm not in that mix.
I don't know.
I don't
not
follow it all, but enough to sit there and say, when did these Kansas City fans become fans? But
right.
This guy, girl, whoever it was, the username was, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Um, he has some people out there.
It's chaotic on the weekends here.
But they were like, I noticed that the year after Brady retired,
yeah,
and some of it was the year after he left New England, we started getting all these new fans in.
Uh-huh.
So,
yeah.
And then once they started winning Super Bowls, they're like, it's great, we want new fans, but you've got to realize that
yeah, exactly.
we can go back to where we used to be really easily. Something happens to Pat. Yeah. God forbid. I don't want anything to happen.
I don't. We're not.
Seems like a pretty decent guy for the most part.
Put anything out like that? No.
But something happens to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, there's talks going around that I've seen articles and headlines and things like that of Kelce possibly retiring.
He says he's not, from what I saw, but he
but
wouldn't announce that right now, probably anyways.
No,
I wouldn't.
no.
I wouldn't if I was him.
Right.
I wouldn't do that before the game.
No.
But that's just me. I mean, I'm not slammed to those that do.
Like I said, it's just.
But he is not the player. This year was not the player he was a year ago.
No, he's not.
You can see there's that. He's lost a step. There's that little bit slower. They'd zoom in on his face after a play, and even one where he got, 8 or 10 yards and got a first down, and he's getting up and he's almost like psyching himself up. All right, back to line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we can do this.
Let's go. One more push. When you mentally start getting there and physically start getting there, eventually your heart starts telling you, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
He's got nothing else to prove, especially if they win this year.
Oh God, yeah.
He's one of the best tight ends. He's he'll then have what, 4 Super Bowls? Because this would be 3 in a row, and he won a couple years ago when they won.
Oh yeah.
When they beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's got any others, but
another reason why I want to see the Eagles win. I just.
There's a lot of people that did not want to see this matchup for the Super Bowl. Another Kansas City
and
Philly.
Yeah, I get that. But it is what it is.
Philly hasn't won it in a bit. So I'd like to see them win.
Yeah.
It's that whole thing. I'd like to see some of these. If I could have picked, boom, these are the teams I want, I told you. Lions, Bills.
Yeah.
We would have had some team who had never won a Super Bowl would have been winning one.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like the Lions. I like the Bills. I'd have sat back and enjoyed the game.
Exactly.
And whoever won,
that would have been one hell of a game.
Because his 2 quarterbacks that have never won.
Yeah.
In fact, 2 quarterbacks that I don't know if they've. Oh, wait a minute. Did Jared Goff. Has he been to a Super Bowl? I don't know. I can't remember every quarterback's thing.
Yeah, because, free agency.
Because he was with
the
Rams at one point. I don't know if they went then before Stafford, but I don't know. Anyways, don't go to the Super Bowl. Teams, neither organization has ever won. The Bills famously lost 4 in a row in the early 90s. I don't know if that actually started in the late 80s. I was in high school.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I just remember everyone making the joke that Bills stood for "Boy, I love losing Super Bowls."
I was,
and I didn't follow football.
You were in
back
high
then.
school. I was
middle school.
So, yeah, I would watch important games and Super Bowls and stuff like that, but not really.
But it would have been one of those things where we would have had a brand new Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, exactly.
A player who'd never won it, a quarterback, but even more importantly, a team that had never won it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would love to see. And a lot of people, I say, would agree with us.
Yeah, they may not agree on the teams they want to see there, but they would have wanted teams like that.
Have different teams other than...
Vikings and whomever.
Yeah. Right. Jags. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that
somebody
wouldn't
happen. Well,
but I know what you mean.
I
know what you mean. Somebody that was just different. And yeah. There's a lot of, I see a lot of stuff on social media about people saying, I'm just not watching this year.
Yeah, I do too.
Boycott the Super Bowl.
There's like a report out that millions of boycotting. And,
yeah, but tens of millions will still watch. So
yeah, exactly.
Those 2 teams, the Chiefs and the Eagles, have a very loyal fan base, as teams should.
Yeah, exactly.
Chiefs probably have a bigger fan base because they've been so prominent over the years a
Mhm.
lot that but and then you figure international fans and
Yeah.
sports bars are gonna have it on.
Exactly. They're gonna
I
have
mean,
it
what else
on
are you gonna have
'cause-
on?
yeah.
I don't think there's any other major sporting event. I can't imagine any other sports league scheduling stuff during the Super Bowl because they know that they're
It's
probably not going to get a lot.
They're not going to get a lot of views. Not at all.
I mean, unless you're just like, I don't
So-
follow football at all, so I'm going to watch basketball or hockey or.
Right.
Hold on. Come in. Somebody at the door.
Interruption.
You find a piece down here? Is he just out
Yeah.
there whining?
Okay, it's the
Okay.
dog.
It's the
Yeah,
dog.
that's fine.
All right.
Okay, shut the
That's
door on your way out.
Thank you.
Heavens, the dog was on the wrong side of the door.
You can't, pester the kids.
Like, no, I want my couch.
Yeah, that's true.
I need my bed.
But so overall, we really want to see the Eagles win.
I
It
want
could
a fair.
happen.
I just want a good, honest, fair game. That's all
Yeah.
I want.
Exactly.
And whoever wins, wins.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how I've always been. I do not have a specific team that I root for.
Mhm.
I like good, honest games.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the thing.
Exciting,
I have
good.
teams
honest
that I would
games.
prefer to see win over.
Right.
During certain ones, I usually will pick one that I'd like to see them win. Or a lot of times I think this team's going to win, whether I want them to win or not is
Right.
irrelevant.
Right.
But yeah.
So, all right. So, like you said, one good, honest, exciting game.
Yep.
Excuse me.
I don't watch the halftime stuff because it just doesn't interest
No,
me.
I don't either.
I
It's
wish the
gotten
game would
to-
start a lot earlier than it does.
Yeah, I do too.
And I get it; it's because of money,
Mm-hmm.
because of all the pregame shows and the commercials that go along with that. But
Yeah.
there's no reason that game can't start at 2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. They can
3.
still do all the shows. Start the shows earlier in the morning.
Hell, they started at 4.
Yeah.
2.5 hours early.
Yeah.
So even if
exactly.
it was a 4-hour game with overtime and stuff, you're 8. A 5-hour time slot, you're 9.
You're 9. Yeah.
When it starts
would,
at
you would get more viewers.
I'm seeing kickoff saying 6:20. I don't expect kickoff to be at 6:20, but we'll see.
No,
I
because
expect coverage maybe to start at 6:20.
yeah, because I think they do. I'm not sure, but like where the Chiefs won last year for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
I want to say they raised the banner and all
No,
of
no,
that
no, no.
stuff
That was their
during,
that was their first home game.
that was their home game. Okay, I don't know why
Ring
I was
presentation
thinking,
and banner raising is your first home game of the following season. That's why
Okay.
usually
I don't know why
whoever
I was
wins the
thinking-
Super Bowl,
Yeah.
If memory serves me right, their first game of the following season is a home
yeah,
opener
it's a home opener
for
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because you have players that are no longer on that team.
Right.
They got traded. They retired. Whatever. That come to get their rings. They're there
Right.
for the banner raising. There's a
Yeah.
ceremony.
Yeah. No, I don't know why I was thinking it was on
No.
Super Bowl.
No, because they're not home.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's
A
a
neutral.
neutral stadium, but sometimes ends up being a home for,
Yeah.
because that gets picked, I don't know, a couple of years in advance as to where the
Right.
Super Bowl's going to be. And if that team happens to make it, it's happened
Then-
with the Bucks, it's happened
Yeah.
with, I think, the Rams.
Yeah, it happened with the Rams
I
because
thought it happened with the Saints, but I may be wrong on that. But they
I don't
played
know.
at,
I know it happened with the Rams because it's when the year that they beat the Bengals,
Right.
unfortunately.
Yeah. so.
But so
That's gotta be
overall,
something to play a Super Bowl in your home.
oh
stadium.
jeez, I'm crawl, sell out.
Well, Super Bowl is always a sellout, but you're home.
right.
Everything's comfortable.
Yeah.
There's no travel. There's no, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
right.
like,
You drive to the stadium, okay,
yeah.
or
You know the locker
Get it
rooms, you know
right.
the layout, you
Yeah,
know that
exactly.
field,
yeah.
you know how everything is.
So overall, like I just said, we would like to see the Eagles, but a good, honest, exciting game is exactly what
Yep.
I want to see. I don't want to see.
And how much of the actual game I'll watch, I don't know.
No, I know I'm up in the air. We had talked about it about maybe doing, watching
Like Tom Grossi's stream.
Tom Grossi's stream and going back and forth. But I know our son's gonna want to watch it.
Out there, which is fine.
He'll watch it out in the living room, and You know.
I may watch that last like 5-10 minutes of it live.
Yeah.
For me, sometimes just I don't know when it's two teams that neither one of them are big teams that I follow heavy.
Right.
So it's like.
Right. It's hard.
And again,
it's hard.
like, didn't we just see this a year or so ago?
Yeah. My thing is like, I like watching, like, actually watching the games. I like listening to Tom Grossi, too, because it's, well, honestly, that's what we do during, like, the Monday night games, Thursday night games. We put it on him.
And then fall asleep.
And then we watch. I did very good towards the end of the season. I was able to at least get to halftime.
Yeah. Well,
before
again,
I fell asleep.
You're up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, okay.
We're up and going early.
Yeah.
So we're usually in bed fairly early.
Yeah. I mean, usually 7 o'clock, my head hits the pillow and I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
But
she's out as soon as her head hits the pillow.
yeah, he doesn't like that. But anyway, so we got the predictions.
Yep. I'd start wrapping this up. We're almost 42 minutes.
Oh, dang.
Well, we got stuff to edit out, but
Yeah. Thoughts on the season?
not the best season for you guys.
No, it wasn't, but we were right on the cusp of making it.
Hopefully they can get some contracts done.
Yes,
I don't know about T. I don't.
Everything that I have read about and things like that, it's all saying that he wants to stay in Cincy.
Good.
He wants to still be there.
You can only pay just so much.
I know.
And you've got one of the cheapest owners out there.
Yep.
As far as paying money.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is like Trey's on his last year of his contract, so he'll be a free agent
Chase
the following year.
And then hopefully, I don't know what you're going to do about a tight end because
Eric All is out.
All is out last year
and
all
this
of this season by the looks of it.
Yeah.
That sounds to me like an injury that could end up as a career ender.
Yeah.
Because when did he go down? Early in the season, wasn't it? Like third, fourth game?
Yeah, something like that. And it was I want to say it was the same knee that he did in
college
the year before in college.
So to miss all of that, all the off season, and they're saying you're going to miss all of the 2025 season, sounds to me like there's a bigger injury there or something. The doctor's like, I don't know if we can fix this.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because I think he'd have been very good for you guys.
Yeah. No, I know.
And I feel bad for him. He's a guy that gets drafted,
exactly.
and I'm gonna first round draft.
Yeah, and I'm there. I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna work my ass off.
He may not ever get a chance to fulfill that.
Yeah,
that's sad.
Yeah,
I hate to see that for any team. Any
overall, for the season, it was chaotic. It was fun to watch for what the games we could see. Watching Bryce Young actually
come back
and start holding.
And other players on that team did too. I mean, it's not just him. But
right. No, I know.
I was shocked when he come back. I'm like, well, let's see what he can do. And boy, he did well. I'm like, hey, that benching may have been the best thing that happened to him.
That, and I think it built confidence for him.
I think it made him determined. I gave him that determination of, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to either make it or break it right here.
Yeah. So
I remember playing in high school and getting benched for a game or two because you were screwing up and slacking off and coming out and being like, all right, screw you. I'm going to show you what I can do. I mean, I played soccer, not football, but still,
right.
Going out there and
I wasn't
playing a lot better than I did before because it set your mind right.
Yeah. So overall, I say it was a phenomenal.
Yeah,
year.
It was a good season.
It
really was.
Good season. It was good to watch some of the rookies doing what they.
I tell you, another one is Vikings. Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
He surprised me.
Yeah.
He's been in the league quite a while and never had a season like that.
Yeah.
It goes to show you how the team that you're with changes, everything.
Changes how you are.
Yeah, well, having that support structure and having the coaching and the other players.
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got arguably one of the best receivers in the NFL out there, Justin Jefferson. I think Jamar Chase is a little bit better myself, but I also think that 6 of one, half dozen of another when you look at it over
overall,
picture,
you look at the
they're both phenomenal,
they're right there.
as well as others. But
right.
those
But
two, because they
overall,
played with each other in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, LSU.
That would have been awesome.
To have him there.
To have him, Chase, and Burrow, all LSU players, all on the same team again.
The team that won the national championship.
That would have been amazing. But this past season, yeah, I mean, I loved watching Jaden Daniels, seeing how he was doing, and
the Lions were fun to watch.
The Lions, the Bengals, when they were having good games,
they were frustrating games to watch because you were seeing how good the offense was doing,
and then the defense was
let them down.
Like, there were a lot of games that, well, not a lot, but the games that we did get
were highlights that we were able to see.
Right, is seeing the defense out there, and they were like so widely spread.
I mean, the offense made mistakes. They left some points out there that they should have had.
Yeah,
no doubt. But I think some of that was frustration on their part. Of, we just get off the field.
Yeah,
and then we're right back on because our defense. Isn't holding anybody.
Right.
It's not like they're forcing 3 and outs, which is fine. They're letting the other team score. And now we're right back out, and we're just digging ourselves out of this hole. And they're constantly digging, but the other team's just
walking
there's
away.
no stopping them. So, their defense couldn't stop anybody.
We'll see what happens. I am going to not cover the draft because...
Time-wise. But
we'll have a video out.
Follow-up of it.
Of our thoughts and all of that, as well as free agency. We'll do some more research and things like that. And when I say we, I do mean we. I'll help in that area the best that I can. But no, I'm just really looking forward to seeing what the Bengals have.
Well, you also lost a ton of coaches.
Yeah, they got rid of 4 coaches.
Which I think is important to discuss.
They did Lou.
Yeah.
I can never pronounce his last name.
They got rid of what? An offensive, defensive coordinator? Were both of them?
The other 3, yeah, I think there were 2 offensive and 1 defense. And got a who was it? Al Golden from Notre Dame. I don't know much about him. I do.
So Al Golden is was he the defensive coordinator, or he was right up there like that?
I'd like to see what he can do.
Notre Dame's had a good defense. Notre Dame's usually had a very good defense. So
yeah.
While I follow a lot of college football, I don't always pay attention to who's the coordinators on the teams.
Right. I would love to see what he can offer our team, because, like you've said before, just you and I talking, whatever, we have talent on that team.
There's talent there. It's got to be utilized right.
It's just...
And there's got to be discipline.
Yeah.
And you could see some of the guys just giving up.
Yeah.
Somebody gets by them and they almost...
My opinion, don't get me wrong, I love the Bengals. I love who they are about and all this stuff. They're exciting to watch on the field and things like that. But this past year, it was just like... they were still exciting to watch because it's my team. But seeing, like, press conferences and things like that on Taylor, when they're interviewing him, he comes out, well, we'll see how it pans out for certain injuries and things like that. Day to day. He doesn't give...
Yeah.
And I get that to a point. You don't want to give away...
It didn't seem like he was very passionate sometimes in his conferences.
But then you see... quick little clips of their practices and stuff, and he's like laughing and joking with the team. It's like, where's the discipline?
Well, you can laugh and joke and still have discipline, but there just didn't seem like there was that push on some of them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them were just disheartened by things. I think there's some... I'm wondering if there's some issues, kind of like, as they say, in the locker room. Some unhappy.
I do know. I can't remember if it was this past season or the season before, but of course, after every Bengals game, you can see clips of they show Burrow or Chase or whoever walk into the locker room. Well, there was one that it showed Burrow.
You're shitting again.
Yeah, well,
Still.
it's winter. I'm allowed. Um, what showing Burrow walking what looked like to the locker room, but went into a separate room, and then you saw Taylor go in, and the door shut. Nobody else went in there. Yeah. Oh, to be a fly on the wall, but don't know what was said. Don't know anything about that. Nobody reported on it.
No.
Nothing else was said about it. So, let's see what happens in free agency, the draft, preseason.
Do you think, as a Bengals fan, they're bringing in all these new coordinators, coaches, all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't do well this coming season, that Zach Taylor's gone?
I don't know. I know in the group that I'm a part of, there's a Facebook community page that I'm a part of. He's got many more years, and Mike Brown's not going to get rid of him because of that, and things like that. But I just don't know. It was up in the air for me, too, this past year. So it could go either way. Honestly, I mean, you heard me during games that we did get. I mean, it would show Taylor trying to make a call, and I'm like, dude, just shut up. Let someone else make the calls.
I just don't know. I'm just wondering if they do not do well this coming season,
they very well might.
Will he be gone? He may not be, but I would think his butt's going to be getting pretty warm at least. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of coaches that I think are in that same boat.
Right.
Mike McDaniels with Miami, I would think, would be getting in that boat. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of talent there, and they're not doing so hot.
Right.
A couple of others out there that you kind of question. How long will they be around? Giants.
Yep. Well, we'll just have to see what pans out in the off season and preseason and the regular season. They need to. Bengals especially need to stop going 0-2, 0-3 at the beginning of
starting
the season.
The season that way is it makes it so rough.
My opinion is they need to put their starters in for more than just like 2 snaps in a game.
In a preseason game.
I
get the concept of not wanting them hurt.
Right.
But they're just too rusty.
They're being too cautious on that, I think.
And you never know. So they throw them in first game, preseason game of this year here, and Burrow goes down with a serious injury, and then they're like, "Look, this is why we don't do this." Mm-hmm. But you don't know. He could go all preseason,
completely fine,
and now he's all warmed up, and you come out hot.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, like I said, we'll see what next season brings. But this past season, I thought it was good overall.
Overall,
with
in the
all
NFL,
the teams,
yes. Yeah.
For the Bengals,
it was not a good season.
It was not a good season.
You guys not making the playoffs is a problem.
Yeah.
You've got the talent there. You've got people there. Mm-hmm. You're expected to, at the very least, make a wild card. Now, you are in one of the toughest overall divisions.
We are.
AFC North is. Mm-hmm. You guys play each other like it's a cage match. I don't care how shitty teams are playing when they play each other in those four.
Oh yeah,
it's a cage match.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't know of any other division, with the exception of the NFC North, maybe starting to get there. Yeah. Lions, Packers, Vikings, and Bears.
Yeah.
Where there's like that. Because most other ones, you have 1 or 2 teams in that division, and then the other 2 are trying to hit or miss.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm very hopeful that the Bengals will do better next year.
I think they will.
And see if they can get the talent on the same page and rolling with everything.
Yep.
But all right, we gotta
call this.
So it was like I said, we'll get another video out as soon as we can. Maybe
do something shortly after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Give our thoughts on the game.
Do
much as we can.
Yeah. And see what happens from there. And again, free agency is going to be kicking in soon and things like that.
I'm rooting for very good gumbo at the game because they're in New Orleans.
Yeah, I know.
What I should have done is got stuff to make gumbo. I haven't made gumbo in a while.
He's the cook of the family and a foodie, so yeah.
I like good gumbo.
All right. Well, we will see you again really, really soon. And hey, keep going.
Take care.